Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day. 6 million Jews died. Others too, I mean, gypsies, homosexuals, and others. I hate the word exterminated. It's just because usually we apply it to, I don't know, cockroaches, rats. I mean, sort of pests, right? Not humans. These Jews were not some heroes. They were not opposing the regime on a battlefield with guns. I mean, they were people like you, like me, like your children and mine. Their only crime was that they were of different kind. And how do you kill 6 million people? Like, I live in a town that has 20,000 people. So they killed 300 times that town. Like, I understand, they were party leaders and ideologues that came up with evil schemes and the final solution. But then the part that somehow just bothers me also is that some people had to design those concentration camps. Some people had to devise some ways of more efficient killing. You know, machine gun, well, too slow and too many bullets and too costly. So let's experiment with this gas or that gas. Just unspeakable. I'll tell you a couple of stories. One I heard from my grandmother. As she got older, she developed what we now call Alzheimer's. She would shake her head like this. She could not control it. We as children would tease her without mercy. We would say, "Babushka," grandmother in Russian, "You're shaking your head." And she would smile with us, and then she would stop for a little bit, and then she would start again. And then one day she told me a story how in her village, in her shtetl, Germans, I should say Nazis, came. There was this man, she said the name, but I forget now. And then he had a similar condition, and the Germans told him, "You Jew, stop shaking your head." He probably stopped for a while, and then he started again. This is not a condition one can control. So they shot him in the head, they killed him. So not all extermination happened in the ovens of Auschwitz. The other story also came from my grandmother, but my father's mother. In the town she was in, they rounded up Jews. I mean, she escaped somehow. She was very lucky. They made them dig a big grave, and then they buried them alive. She said ground was shaking, moving for days, but they were patrolling it. I guess they would not let people near it. I don't know if you could still save these people or not. I'm not sure. Third story I'll share. This one I did not hear directly, but just I read about it and I want to mention. Babi Yar. If you don't know, there was a place where they killed about 30,000 Jews in a day, or two maybe, in 1941. Everybody, women, men, children. Again, they needed to come up with a very efficient way to do this, and the way where people would not know until the very end that they were being killed. And so I'm sure somebody got a job raise or promotion for this. It's just horrible. And also just the details bother me. Like, they would take all of their clothes, they would make them be naked, and they would efficiently put each pile, this is for underwear and this is for outer clothes, and then they would make them lie down, the corpses, naked, and they would shoot them. So let's honor these people. Let's remember, they were just like you and just like me. They didn't commit any crimes. I mean, how could stuff like this happen? I mean, some probably didn't know and some didn't care. And some didn't know what to do about it. I mean, it happens today too. When we hear on the radio about some remote location and genocide in Rwanda, well, that's so far away, and I don't know this warring fraction or that warring fraction. So we don't do much. At least most of us don't do. I don't. I'm sorry to say. I guess let's try to be vigilant and at least share information. Like, read up. If you don't know much about Holocausts and genocides, read up on this. It's not child-friendly stuff, but important stuff to know about history. So let's honor these people. Thank you very much for listening to me today.